Johnny Manziel has declared for the NFL draft. Now, I'm not sure if you were partying with him in Los Angeles, Ben, but here was one of the people that he was partying with, if we can, very quickly, Mike. Her name is Lauren Hanley, and she is gorgeous. All right, moving right along. So that is Lauren Hanley, who he partied with and met that night in Los Angeles.
Jesus.
Okay, good reaction, Ben. All right, so coming right back, here's what Johnny Manziel said. It was obvious. It was so obvious that he was going to declare for the NFL draft. The time is totally right. Here was his quote. "I felt like this is what's best for me now. I feel very relieved. It's a weight off my shoulders. I'm ready to become a professional and dedicate myself to making my dream a reality of becoming the best quarterback I can be." Is he going to be a good pro?
Great pro.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
He is accurate on the run. He is as dynamic with his legs as Robert Griffin or Colin Kaepernick. He can move. He can make plays. Mm-hmm. He's got a strong arm. I don't see.
He has a stronger arm than what it looks like really on TV.
He can throw. He can run. I think that his danger in that he is not that big. He's going to have to bulk up because the way he runs, he's going to take some hits. It's easier getting away from Texas Tech than it is
Texans, maybe you could say. Yeah.
No, but I mean it's easier getting away from Texas Tech and Baylor than it is to get away from Green Bay and for some reason I was going to say the Arizona Cardinal defense. Why? My go-to defense is a sign that things have really changed. So guys are going to hit him harder, and he's not going to be able to escape as much.
Right.
And like everybody else in the NFL, no matter how good a runner you are, at some point you got to realize when the team doesn't just invest the money in you, but they invest the ability to win in you, and that teams no longer carry basically two dynamic quarterbacks. I mean, they almost never did, but backup quarterbacks are, if you're a really good backup quarterback, you're starting somewhere. Teams can't have you get hurt. They can't. If you get hurt, look what happened to the Packers.
See, now you brought up an interesting point that I wanted to bring up to you. It's the Michael Vick way of thinking. That a runner who gets out of the pocket, he's going to take hit after hit after hit. And Manziel seems like he's half the size of Michael Vick. Not necessarily in bulk, but I would say in height.
185.
6'1", 185?
Yeah.
I got 6 feet, 203.
Well, in Wikipedia has him at 6'1", 185.
Okay. I'm telling you, ESPN, I think, has him at 6 foot, 203. Either way, he's short.
Yeah.
He's tiny. Is he going to be able to survive those sort of hits?
Yeah, sure. I think
from the Lance Briggses of the linebackers in the NFL?
Look, I don't know whether you weigh 20. First of all, 203 is better than 185. So once you get over 200 pounds, I don't know the difference between 200 and 210. The hits are hard, and because when you get the hits, you're frequently not prepared for them. It's not like a running back who gets hit again and when we talk about Chris Johnson getting 279 carries, we did in the previous segment, it's 279 tackles basically, probably 200 tackles out of that 220. But frequently he's getting hit by guys who are engaged with other players at the time. They're not going full speed. Quarterbacks in the open field are frequently getting hit.
The ones that hurt are the ones that they don't see coming.
Or the ones where they get hit as they go out of bounds. These rules here to protect the quarterback are incredibly important for the NFL. They're not just there to annoy us and to prevent concussions. That to keep these guys on the field. And that's not just because of cynical reasons like TV contracts. The NFL's got to protect. These teams invest their ability to win in these guys. It's not interesting. The Packers without Aaron Rodgers are far less interesting. So
what do you mean? They have Matt Flynn.
So
what's wrong with Matt Flynn?
He's got to know to get down. But that said, he can make plays, so he'll make plays.
Here's the devil's advocate point. What about Jake Locker? Jake Locker's huge, and he has been injured every single year because he's taken hits.
Some guys, like some of these injuries though to Jake Locker they don't feel to me like lingering.
A lot of them have been in the pocket too.
Right, but for Jake Locker, they're not injuries that indicate a guy is injury prone. They have been fairly dramatic injuries.
Yeah.
What did he puncture a lung or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
These aren't like tendonitis. I can't. He got hit and he got hurt, and that happens in the NFL. But Jake Locker, in college, nobody looked at Jake Locker at Washington and Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M and thought, well, these guys are about the same.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel is a thrilling, exciting player who can do more, it would appear, than Jake Locker can.
The NFL draft, by the way, Ben, the Texans are number 1, St. Louis 2, Jaguars 3, Browns 4, Raiders 5. I'm listing the teams that could potentially need quarterbacks.
So it's Texans, who's 2?
Texans, Rams, Jaguars, Browns,
Rams get
Raiders.
The number 2 pick.
The trade for RG3.
Oh.
You're being sarcastic. Number 7, the Buccaneers, if they don't want to go with Mike Glennon. Number 8, the Vikings.
They do and will.
They do and will? Okay, so let's rule them out. Number 11, the Titans. They probably are still in Jake Locker, with Jake Locker.
I don't think so.
Pittsburgh.
I think the Titans, if there's a dynamic, talented quarterback available, the Titans make that move.
Pittsburgh at 15, Jets at 18, Arizona at 20. I don't believe personally that Manziel falls out of the top 5, but what do you think?
No, look, I don't know, and I haven't read. I think there's some chance he goes 1. He's a great player. I don't even know what the debate is. Drew Brees is 6 feet tall.
The debate is his size. That's what it is.
Drew Brees is 6 feet tall, and this guy can throw on the run and make plays. I'd let him make plays for me.
Accurate plays, you think?
Yeah.
Very accurate throws?
I think he's going to be a great NFL player, and I think he'll get hurt some.
His accuracy has improved statistically year by year. It went from 68 to 70% from last year to this year.
68%.
68 to 70.
That's pretty damn good.
The SEC single-season total offensive yards record with 5,116. A fantastic player.
Yeah, well, and depends on what you read, but I think it's horseshit that Brett Hundley wouldn't have gone in the top 15 if not.
No, I think he would have. I don't know number 1. I'd say top
I'm just
15,
saying,
definitely.
teams would have worked him out, and if the right team liked him, then they would have taken him. He's only 20, so he needed. I wouldn't have started him just because I think that's super young to be an NFL starting quarterback. I guess maybe it would have been 21 by the time the season rolls around.
So go back to Manziel, where does he go in the draft? I would say either to the Browns or who's number 2? Not the Rams, unless they want to start over and go away from Sam Bradford.
Goes 1,
Jaguars
3, 4,
or Browns, I would say.
He goes 1, 3, 4, 5, 8, somewhere in there. I mean, Texans, Jaguars, Browns, Raiders.
Could all use a quarterback.
Vikings, Titans, they all can use a quarterback. I don't think Pittsburgh is taking a quarterback at 15.
How much of this, last thing, and then we'll move on, how much of this goes into the fanfare that he's going to get wherever he goes? I mean, look, Cleveland's a bad team. We can settle on that. They have a good defense, bad team. If they were to bring in Johnny Manziel, Cleveland would have a certain shift, at least in my thinking. I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm like, I'd like to watch some Cleveland Brown games this next year.
Yeah, I mean, it would be true for the Jaguars, too, if they changed those fucking uniforms. Then
what about the helmets?
That's what I mean. Helmets are a disgrace.
Okay, you said the uniforms.
No.
Okay.
Part of the uniform.
You know who likes the helmets? My 15-year-old cousin.
Yeah, they're atrocious.